Welcome back, seventh graders. Thank you for being patient. You might know that you can see me now, and that's because this is my
And
sister.
me.
She's also a Buffalo Public School teacher. I'm borrowing her computer, and her computer doesn't have a broken camera, and mine does.
Bye. Work hard, get smart.
Okay, so that was a long introduction. I want to thank Naomi for realizing that there was no sound. I appreciate that. And for the lesson, we are in textbook page 314, and that doesn't mean that you have to do work in the textbook. If you just want to read more, those are the pages or page that you should be looking at. And we are going to finish up with minerals today. All right, so let's start off with a little quiz as per usual. You can find every mineral on Earth in the same abundance. Another word for abundance is amount. So what that would mean is that I could go into my backyard in New York State and find the same type of mineral in the same amount as I would if I hopped on a plane and flew to Australia and looked at the minerals in their backyard. So is this true or false? And I want you to think back to our mineral distribution map that we had for our last lesson together. So is this true or false? Is every mineral found in the same place with the same amount? And if you're thinking about that map, which I hope you are, you're going to know that this is, come on, false, right? Because mineral distribution is uneven or unequal. So we have minerals that are really common like feldspar, and feldspar is a mineral that you would find on the Earth's crust. And then you have minerals like gold, which are more rare. So we're going to find feldspar everywhere because basically we all exist on the crust. That's where oceans and our continents are, but gold is more rare, and as you know, it's more expensive. Okay, so to wrap up our, sorry, I'm just having a little bit of trouble, you know, when you use a new computer and you're like, eh. All right, there we go. So today's goal is humans and minerals. So how we use minerals and how we get minerals. And you guys had homework on, what was it now, Wednesday? So yesterday, yeah. And you went to this Mineralogy for Kids website and you got to choose one household item and you got to look at all of the minerals that make up that household item. So this part will be kind of a review for you guys. So we use minerals to make buildings, to make electronics. We use them to make cars. And they're also used in jewelry and art. So let me give you an example, which is this is a horse sculpture made from jade. Jade is a mineral that's used for jewelry and sculptures. It's used a lot in China. And also, we need minerals not for all this stuff to make, but we need minerals in our bodies to stay healthy. So you need to eat certain minerals from your diet or the food that you eat in order to stay healthy. So one example of that is bananas. Bananas have a mineral called potassium, and potassium is really good for helping with sore muscles. So if you had like a really tough workout and you're feeling really, really sore, you could have a banana and hopefully that would help. Okay, so just a reminder, I talked about common and rare minerals. Common minerals exist in large quantity and they're easy to find in many locations. So you're going to be really able to find them in most parts of the world. And because they're so easy to find, they're usually inexpensive or cheap, or they don't cost a lot of money. An example is quartz. So quartz is this really pretty rose-colored stone. It's usually used to make fashion watches versus, you know, like a Apple Watch. Not that I have an Apple Watch on, but you know, that's where you put a watch. And it's used a lot in jewelry because it is relatively inexpensive. Let's compare this to a rare mineral, which is going to be the opposite. It's going to exist in small quantities and not in many locations. So they're usually going to be more expensive. And a good example of that is diamonds. So diamonds, they take a long time to make. So you can't make them quickly. They're very rare and they're very expensive. So let's look a picture of a nice diamond ring. All right. So how are we going to get these minerals? Well, we need to take minerals out of the ground in order to be used, and this is done through mining. So what happens with mining is you kind of strip all the, vegetation, trees off the earth. You dig deep into the ground, you remove a lot of rocks so you can make tunnels, And then once you make those tunnels, you kind of dig in the ground to find these minerals. Okay, so let's talk about some problems with mining. So, there's an issue with removing all of the land and digging in, but once you actually get into the tunnels inside the mines, it's super dangerous work because those mines can collapse and fall in, and that's either going to trap the miners inside or unfortunately kill the miners inside because you have all the pressure of the earth on top of that mine coming down. Also, rare minerals like diamonds can exist in poor or politically unstable countries. And so what happens is it can lead to unsafe working conditions, and also sometimes it forces children to go to work instead of going to school. So for example, we have a boy mining mica in India. And if you remember, mica is this mineral that everybody likes to use in makeup, especially with highlighters, because it makes like a nice shimmer. And a lot of children will go work in the mica mines instead of going to school because everybody wants that mica for makeup. Another example is this is a child soldier in Congo in Africa, and there's a lot of political unrest, a lot of civil wars, a lot of fighting, and part of the reason is because of the diamond trade, and everybody wants to make money off diamonds, and so unfortunately sometimes this can cause children to focus on fighting instead of focusing on what's important right now in your life, which is going to school. Okay guys, we're going to wrap it up. What is a problem with using minerals? A, they can be used for many things. B, it is very dangerous to mine. C, mining can cause problems for poor or unstable countries. Or D, B, and C. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to eliminate some answers. I'm going to get rid of A because I actually think it's a positive or a benefit that they can be used for many different things in our life. So I'm not going to eliminate another answer because I think B and C are right. So I'm going to choose letter D because mining is very dangerous and it can cause a lot of problems for poor or unstable countries. Okay guys, so that is it. Thank you again for being patient. Hopefully I can get this computer thing fixed, and if I don't hear from you, have a good weekend.